Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the NFT morning. Today is April 16. I know that I've not been very present the last few days. My dear Remy was here every day with you. And today, actually, it's my day, so Remy is not here. I feel like we are like a divorced couple right now, because every day there's someone else. It could be me, it could be him. And today, as you can hear, we are in English because we have the chance also to have, I would say, an international guest to make it simple. And you can be sure that we will come back tomorrow with my dear Remy. So just to introduce you our guest, we have the chance today to be with the Greek queen. Hey. So basically from the company FSL. So, we will introduce FSL really, really fast. For people who don't know, it's the company behind Stepn and much more services like GasHero and Mochi and other one, and we'll introduce that. But before we start, how are you? How do you feel? You're not too tired? Because, every time we have some guests here, sometimes, it's the morning, I didn't get my coffee. Are you a morning person, basically?
I am a very morning person. I woke up at 6:30 today. I did my step and walk. I've had my coffee, my breakfast. I'm ready for you, and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
What, you need to be sportive to walk at Stepn?
Yes. And it's my accountability part.
I see.
I don't have a choice. I have to walk every day, but I love it, and I can't wait to go into detail with you about it.
Okay, you know what? For people who don't know Stepn, I will just launch a small video first, and then
Perfect.
we can, and so people can understand it, and then we can go more and talk together. Okay,
Absolutely.
just to show people. Okay. Wow, a lot of things. Actually, I recommend you also, if you can, you can stop the video sharing on your hand, because I think it's taking a lot of bandwidth on your laptop. And I wanted to say that it's a lot.
It's a lot, yes.
Okay. I will explain my understanding of what I see, because
Okay.
I think first, for people who don't know Stepn, I think basically I would say that Stepn invented, or maybe not invented, but is kind of the symbol of what we call the move to earn, basically. And I'm pretty sure that you will come with new words about it, a new concept, and say that move to earn was just a starting point. But basically, so move to earn means that they created this very very smart game where basically depending on your activity, you are rewarded with some tokens, and these tokens, okay, there are double tokenomics, and I'm not sure I want to go into these details right now. But basically, with these tokens, you can, of course, they have a value. It's a cryptocurrency, but basically they have utility in the game because to get the token, you don't need just to walk; you need to buy some virtual shoes. And thanks to these shoes, depending on the amount of shoes that you own, depending on the quality of the shoes, depending on the, it's like a video game basically, and you really have this interface, that is extremely video game, that looks like all the games you have, instead of just buying some skins in your game, improving, you're just buying shoes. And, you have kind of 4 criteria on each shoes. Maybe you will correct me. Maybe there are more now, but these 4 criteria like performance, endurance, and other stuff. That all of these criteria, have an impact, and you have a strategy, to say, okay, how can I improve my shoes? Should I change my shoes? And they have different level. So basically, the more you improve your shoes, the more the rentability of your shoes will be important.
You are very, very, you've done your homework. Do you walk with Stepn? Do you have any shoes?
I've been losing 20,000 euros. I know what it is.
Oh, God.
So, I know the game. And I know, but, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. And so, basically the way you walk, it's a video game. It's pretty, when you are into that, it's pretty addictive. It's true, but as I mentioned in this, I think it was in 2022, you had kind of a craziness of Stepn with everybody playing. And at this moment, I think that I entered and we talked about it at this moment in the NFT morning. I had a guest, explaining all the strategy. And I said, okay, let's go. I did buy 9 pairs of shoes and improving them and blah, blah, blah. And so then, it was just before the bear market, and I've been losing, I would say maybe 99% of it. But you are still here, and you are here more than ever. The company continued its development, and basically, I want, what I understand for this, for all of this, it's like FSL right now is a galaxy. So you started with Stepn, but then, you developed much more services related to, the challenge. I see that you developed one, I catch some keywords, from the video, and this is where I don't know everything. So, you will complete me, but basically I think you have something like battles, social battles or something like this.
Game that we're working on, so I'll take you through it. This is a new game.
What it is exactly?
So okay, so let's talk about this game. It's called 2184, and it's going to be a battle game where you fight with slimes to save the world and the universe. So it's going to be super fun, and we're just working on it at the moment, and it's like the next generation of the initial GasHero game that we had. And it's actually going to be on BNB chain, so very different for us, but we have one version of Stepn on BNB chain, so we wanted to explore that element a little bit further. So in terms of, should I go a little bit back and talk about Stepn? You've done a very, very good introduction. So Stepn was launched in September of 21. And then, of course, in 2022, the move to earn meta was revolutionized through Stepn. And I think at its peak, we had 1 million players playing any given time for a period of a couple of months, and it was amazing. And I entered in early 22, so I'm in the same boat as you, but I still have all my assets and I still play every day. But of course, then the bear market came and things changed, not for Stepn, but for everybody. But the company has been shipping product nonstop since then. I think after Stepn, the introduction of our own marketplace called Moore was created, where a lot of partnerships and unique raffle type mints were happening for some of our major collaborations. We had a major collaboration with Adidas, where we launched a limited edition Genesis sneakers. For those that don't know about this, Genesis sneakers, they are the grail within the Stepn ecosystem. They are the highest ranked NFTs and rewarded. There's a yearly airdrop that rewards all the Genesis holders, and it has done so heavily ever since they had the game. From 22 was the first time that they did it. So then we had this is the marketplace. So we have multiple chains on there. We've got Solana, we've got Polygon. You can trade NFTs on multi-chains, and we also have Base, and you can also buy an ape on there. So we're expanding more and more to make it as cool as possible. So this is the marketplace. And then after the marketplace, we did GasHero, and then one of the challenges with Stepn, with the original Stepn, was it was very mainly Web3 focused. So if you wanted to get an average player to gamify his fitness and join the game, they would have to be Web3 native, or you would have to spend a lot of time to explain everything. Our founder has this super funny story that when he launched the game, he had one of his dear friends wanting to join, and he spent 3 days explaining, you need to get Solana, you need to get a DEX, you need to get an exchange, how you're going to get Solana to an exchange and then back into the game. And it was very complicated. And I think some of these limitations made the team to create a new version of Stepn, which is called Stepn Go. And we have a new game that launched 6 months ago, and it addressed a lot of the elements to protect the game and the players. A lot of people back in 22 felt that they bought high and then bear market hit, and they were very disappointed. But of course, you can't blame a project about the global economy collapsing. So one of the things that we're doing in this new game is that if you want to play the game, but you don't want to invest in the game, you can rent a shoe. So let's say I have my shoes, and I can open up a house and invite you to walk my shoes. We split the earnings. I can choose whether you get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%. And then you get to keep your earnings, and you don't invest anything in the game. And then if you continue playing and you like the game, it would be a much more conscious decision to enter the game and purchase shoes. So this is one way that I think protects the game and the player as well. And then another big feature that we have in the original game, you had to have as many shoes as possible to get more energy, but this creates a hyperinflation of shoes. I think we have over 1 million minted shoes at the moment. So the mechanics now for the new game is you have to burn shoes to get energy. So there's always going to be a balance of shoes burned and shoes within the ecosystem. So these are the two main features that make the game and more accessible. And then the third really amazing feature is that you can log into the game just with your email. You log into the game with whatever email you want, and then you enter the game. Okay. You don't have to have a Web3 wallet. It automatically creates a wallet for you, and it's just super easy. And we are hoping to get at least 10 million people on the game in the next couple of years. So the goal is high, and I'm going to be here to be spreading the word step by step. So.
Okay, I see. Okay, just to come back to the question. Okay, in the same time, just do you think you can close your other windows, because sometimes I think the video and everything is taking resources on your laptop, but I think it's okay. And in the same time,
let me just close this.
Sure.
Is this working now? I've got everything closed. It's just you.
Okay, perfect. Just two of us. Amazing. So basically, I understand, just to summarize, so the new features you're mentioning, ability of renting shoes. Basically, it's kind of the scholarship that was created in Axie Infinity, for example. So basically, you can let someone, if you have a big pile of shoes, you can let someone work for you. And so, you have people who can work for free, I would say, and make money from that. Second thing you mentioned, okay, so it's to avoid, okay, you stop the system of having like I did at the beginning, 9 pair of shoes to or 10 or
Yeah.
whatever to be more performing. So you stopped, I would say, oversupply in a way. And and the last thing is, when you mention, you can connect with an email, does it
Yes.
mean that what, you don't need a wallet, or what does it
It
mean?
automatically, well, you would have to, it automatically creates a wallet for you so you can start playing the game. And then if you decide to move out your funds, the tokens that you've been earning, you would have to get some basic Web3 knowledge. But it's much, much easier than it was before. And if you're just interested in checking out the game, you can do that just with the email. And I think the way forward, because we also have an
But
FSL.
you can get, win token also, with your email only.
No, you can't. You would have to have some walk, and then depending on the amount of energy you have, you earn the tokens. The same premise as in Stepn. It's exactly the same. And then you can use your tokens to level up the game, of course, if you want, or you can just use them to withdraw. This fits perfectly with the other this other feature that we have been launching soon, called GMT Pay. So this is a payment system. And then many years ago, again, our co-founder said, imagine going for a walk and then you can just pay for your coffee with your earnings from your walk. And I don't know if he had it, if it was the wheels were in motion 3 years ago, but GMT Pay is going to be our payment system where you can automatically transfer your earnings onto a prepaid MasterCard and then just use as a payment system, which you can add into Apple Pay or Google Pay. And then, yes, this is GMT Pay. We had over 35,000 people sign up for our wait list, and it's launching very, very soon. And I've been using it because I had a few events that I've organized with Stepn, and we've used that, and it just works seamlessly. And I think moving away from just the games and the move to earn meta, I think whoever gets the off ramp successfully can reach millions of people, not just Web3, not just the current native people that we have in Web3, which is still not big, but the potential is massive. So we're looking at mass adoption with the payment system. So I'm very excited about it.
So GMT Pay, just to summarize, just ability to pay thanks to your GMT, because
Yeah,
GMT
you can earn GMT, and there's a number of tokens, and we are looking at adding more tokens as we go along. We've got Solana chain and Polygon chain, so you can use tokens from both chains that you can immediately swap into USDC and then just pay for, I don't know, for your bananas in the supermarket or for your coffee or for a croissant. And we did that in Paris, actually. We were in Paris for NFT Paris. And then we had a Stepn event where we met under the Eiffel Tower. There was over 50 people that came. So we walked along the Seine, finished at the Louvre, and then we sat in like bistros. We were scattered across bistros and had like this gorgeous lunch. And then we paid with GMT Pay, and it was just worked seamlessly, and it was just amazing. And it was just like a real life showcase also to the people that were with us, that showed we walked, now we eat, now we pay, and now, it was just perfect.
Okay, I see. So I see, so basically, you what you're developing and your roadmap is related, of course, the central app is still Stepn, but then
Yes.
you are developing more services,
Yes.
social services, challenge services, payment services, marketplace. So
Yes.
everything that is starting from the sports and the earn, I would say, activity, to other, to extend, I would say, the experience, to use more of your currency, or to have more context where you could use basically Stepn, right?
Yes.
Okay, I see. And so I think it's interesting, and but just to I think we just need, I think, to talk about this moment, of 2021, where people have been losing money, because you mentioned the market. I know some people who are still, when you say Stepn, they are still
They're mad.
it's still painful. It's still painful for them. It's not painful for me anymore. No, I work on it. I worked on it, but basically, some people have been criticizing this, Ponzi model. I would say to go straight forward, and the fact that at the moment, people had the feeling that Stepn was moving from one chain to the other chain to reproduce the same mechanism of creating a new bubble, from, I don't know, Solana to BNB to Polygon to whatever. Do you understand, what people are talking
I
about?
understand, yes. And I think this is why I completely understand what you're saying and where you're coming from. And I do have sympathy for all these people. But this is why the new game is here to protect us and the new players coming along. Because if you don't want to invest money and you don't want to be dependent on the market, will it crash? Will it boom? I mean, we're all waiting for this crazy bull market, everyone's saying, and the market keeps crashing. So nobody knows. If we all knew, we would have bought Bitcoin 10 years ago and we would have been billionaires. But I think it's the most important thing that Stepn is conscious of what happened. And these mechanics that are in place right now are to protect everybody. And I think it's a very respectable thing. You want to play the game, you can enter the game for free. You're going to earn less, of course, because you didn't have any upright investment, but you can play the game. You can enter other people's houses and you can earn for free. And that's the best thing that can happen. And it protects it. If you wanted to join now, you could join my house and then you could earn and then just immediately withdraw the money. Even if it's just $10, you could still pay for your coffee, for example, and not have like these crazy expectations. I think back then, because also I joined Stepn in early 2022, I think nobody expected it to explode as much as it did and to become so successful and so huge. I don't think anyone was expecting it. So yeah, I mean, but a lot of
No, I
years
think
have
yeah.
passed.
No, I think it's a bit similar, and I understand what you mean. You did what you had to do, and it was a moment when it's happening. You don't feel like it can stop. It's a bit. I think it's pretty close story with Axie Infinity, actually. With the people who want to invent something new, developing it, and it works like crazy. Then the team is still learned, I would say, from this experience. I think it was a expensive learn from some people, and it was like
Yeah.
it was kind of R&D, social R&D moment. But I understand now what you want to do. Going to mass market and touching more people. I just wanted to understand now because I think also I have the feeling that in what you're talking about, that it's not the same kind of financial expectation. I think maybe in 2021 it was like a high price, high money expectation,
High returns, yes.
high return potentially, and higher risk. What
Yeah.
right now, just if I want to, okay, if I want to work for free and borrow some shoes from someone,
Yeah.
and let's say that I work every day 1 hour for 1 month.
It doesn't, yeah, so this okay. So you can walk for an hour, but I can decide for how long you walk. So I can say I give you a contract for 2 weeks and you walk 20 minutes every day.
Okay, so let's
So
say that
you can
I work 20 minutes every day. How much will I make, for example?
I need to check what the price is for GGT, and then I think you could earn a couple of. Let me just. Do you know what? Let me just check the
Yeah, yeah,
live
yeah. Yeah,
prices.
because you mentioned, for example, the event in Paris, people have been walking and then get a coffee. So if I walk for 20 minutes, can I get a coffee?
Let me tell you. I'll tell you right now.
Okay, okay, okay. Let's check this live. And now, because I think it's interesting because now also okay, we'll talk about it after, but the environment also is different now, and there are a lot of I would say big big competitors maybe in the Web2 world also.
I think all the games now have have a to earn theme. I don't think there's a game launching that doesn't have some form of to earn. Every pretty much game has a to earn. I've been also participating in a lot of launchpad projects that I've been launching the last couple of years, and all the games have some element of to earn. You shoot to earn, you kill to earn, you plant seeds to earn. So I think the idea evolutionized with Stepn, but I think all games are using it right now. So
What? Yeah. And let me check also. So if I go just on the website now, and let's say that so what is the money you're collecting? Is it the GMT?
it's called GGT. So right now, if I gave you one of my shoes,
Mm-hmm.
you could earn about $4 to $5 a day if you just rent a shoe. So you can pay for your coffee and
Okay. Okay, cool. So
you can
4 5.
easily at the moment, yes.
Okay. So you
But to be honest, if it's just for free and you've paid no money at all, it's still $5 you wouldn't have otherwise, and you've walked as well, and you've done something good for yourself, and
No, but I think I think yeah, it's at this moment, if you have no, it's totally fair for people, and if you're not paying to start, you have no specific expectations. What is the price of the first pair of shoes right now on Stepn?
Right now a pair of shoes is about $120.
$120.
Yes,
So
in the new
basically,
game, Step and Go. So you would need, if you wanted to enter the game, I'd say you would need 3 to 5 shoes to start playing the game, because you would have to burn one shoe to get energy, and then you want to have at least 2 shoes to level up and mint. So you can make more shoes, get maybe a double, and then progress your game like that. But the mechanics of the game is that you don't have a choice but to burn shoes eventually, because it keeps the balance. And I think this is such an important thing to note, because a lot of games start with the best intentions and the best characteristics, and you think, oh my God, this is going to be it. But then a little bit down the line, a lot of
okay,
things happen, not just for Stepn, but for a lot of games, that it's just not sustainable.
I
But if
see.
you have a constant mechanism where you just burn to have energy, you protect your ecosystem a lot.
You protect your ecosystem, but maybe I think you're mentioning a good point. So I understand, you create new mechanism to burn, to reduce the supply, and so to avoid that people who bought some shoes pairs $120 would wake up tomorrow with a high decrease of price
Yeah.
because the supply, because of another supply. Understand? So basically, and I think it's a big challenge for what you guys are doing is, I would say, tokenomics, to make it simple. So basically, how deep you're going into utility of all the assets that you are creating, shoes, GMT, the other currency, the second currency, I don't remember the name, sorry.
GGT. GGT is the new currency.
Yeah, okay, GMT. So, you have all these kind of involvement of creating an ecosystem of currency, to make it sustainable. But at the end of the day, my wife, for example, she's using a Web2 app
Okay.
where brands, for example, are paying campaigns, to give vouchers if she works, basically.
Mhm.
I don't remember the name of the app, but it's pretty famous one.
Is it the sweat one?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's totally Web 2, and basically you have, I would say, I would call that vouchers to earn. Uh, for me, of course, the rewards are maybe much less important than what you mentioned. I'm pretty sure that with the app she's using in the Web 2 world, with brands, financing this model, the expected income, are much lower than a coffee a day. I'm pretty sure that, maybe she's making a coffee a week, or maybe she's making a coffee a month. I don't know exactly, but I think the expectations are much lower. But on the other hand, we understand from where the money is coming and from where it's going out. And when you my question is, you can create whatever mechanism you want, adding some burn mechanism, creating more utility of the currency. You will always have the question, at the moment you are creating an economic is a tokenomic is, if you know everybody can expect to earn the same quantity by playing the same time, you have something where you always will have an issue about where the money is coming from. You always have this matter of money is coming from newcomers to
Yeah.
older people. And so, in terms of economic balance, it means that the game, even now at a smaller level, at a much smaller level,
You
and
need new players.
you need new players to make it work, right?
But don't all games need new players to live on and to sustain themselves?
In the Web2 world, when I'm mentioning the voucher stuff, for example, if you have the same amount of players, even if the amount of player is dividing by two,
Hmm.
basically, the economic model is more or less the same. It's advertisement, and it's business deals. And so I know that money is coming from brands, and brands are paying, to access to a database of people. In this model, it's always related to, if you keep the same amount of people, naturally, potentially, yeah, you're not bringing more money into the system. And so this is where, I'm just wondering if the model is not systematically a Ponzinomic in a way. I don't say it as a critics. I really asking the question.
Yeah, of course we need new players, but it's a game. It's the new players, and it's a way to gamify your fitness. So we believe that you will always have people that would like to combine these two together. So we are very hopeful and optimistic about the future and about the sustainability of the game, because
Mhm.
there's people around the world. So this is something that could fit in well with so many people. It doesn't have to be Web3. The market and the potential is just massive. So I think we're pretty confident that we're going to be here for a long time, and we are hoping that the more Web3 is coming on to Web2, then the more people will be onboarded in the game. And it's not about the earning mechanics at the moment. It's just to have fun and play games and then participate in everything. So I think our focus is much more different than it was a few years ago for people that wanted to join. I don't know. I hope this answers your question.
No, no, I understand. I understand. I just, I just wondering if you're not working on new sources of income, to generate.
We do have partnerships in place. We had a massive partnership with Adidas where we launched Genesis sneakers on both games, both on Stepn and Stepn Go. It's physical sneakers with Stepn and Adidas. So, and then we had a collaboration with G-Shock and also a collaboration with Snoop Dogg, some of the latest ones that we had. So we are always looking for partners that we can partner up with, and they would bring value to the ecosystem and to the games as well. And we're always looking for new frontiers, GMT Pay being the newest one.
I see, I see. And so, I understand that, and it makes sense, to attack what we call Web 2 people. You have big players in front of you,
Yeah.
Strava, or I don't know, Runkeeper, or other kind of, I don't know. Do you consider them as direct competitors? No.
I don't consider Strava a direct competitor
Mm-hmm.
because Strava does different things. And I could see Step and be integrated with Strava. I could see that they could complement each other. Um, I could see an Apple Watch integration with Step and Go. I can see Step and be integrated in so many other things that would make it worthwhile. So I don't see Strava as an immediate competitor or some of these
I see. But
applications.
so it's more maybe the one I mentioned to you. I don't remember the name again. The voucher one is more a competitor, maybe.
The sweat one, you mean?
Yeah.
The one you said, the one that your wife is using. You said this is the one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, with Swell relying on partnerships and collaboration. So again, I don't think of move to earn, or we're not the same. I wouldn't put us in the same category. So I don't see this as a competitor.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Because with Sweat, you just have to have it in the background. You don't have to do anything. It just comes through any money. You can earn tokens, which you can redeem for offers and collaborations with all sorts of various brands. So it has become very commercialized. So it's not something that we are at the moment as a competitor.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. I'm very sorry. It's getting a lot right now on your hand. I think the connection is a bit lower right now.
Can you
Uh,
hear me?
yes, I can hear you, but it's lagging a bit. But it's okay. Maybe I think we understand where you are. We understand that you want to expand. We understand the new services basically that you are launching, and this I would say this I would say I understand that this long-term vision is to onboard billions of people just with
That's the plan. I'm confident that we will do it. But you need to have someone who strongly believes in what you do to succeed.
I
If I was sitting here being like me, well, I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe I wouldn't be the best person to be here. But I love the project. I love the team. I work with some amazing people. They are all amazing. They are all so well in their fields. It's I don't know. I'm in love with the ecosystem, and I'm just happy to be here and be part of it and having the opportunity to talk about it. And I play the game. I both play the games every day, and I just have so much fun. I organize events around the world to spread the world. So it's good. It's a good time. And we also have like this. We have this program called Championships Program. So we have over 120 champions all over the world that they are part of the team, and they are here to create content and spread the word about Stepn. So we're always looking for new people. So anyone could apply and join the ecosystem if they are passionate enough to create content and like what we do. So we are expanding on that front as well. So I think I'm very hopeful. I'm so happy to be right here, and I'm very optimistic about the future.
I see. How when I think you have some plan and your founders have some plan. Do you already have an idea, but when the service will become global and will break the Web3, the Web3 world?
Bubble.
When?
When it's like the question
No, no,
everybody's asking.
no, no, no. Maybe you have some small moment in your head, when you will break all the walls and become like a global service.
Soon. I hope soon. I hope very, very soon. I'm very hopeful that it's going to be very soon.
Okay, okay, nice.
A
So
very diplomatic answer for you.
no, 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 that's nice. So basically, the future, I understand. New services you will create, if I understand well, more and more services also to onboard.
Yes. And
To
the
onboard.
game, like Stepn, is also the way the new game has been built is that you can also have your own avatar going forward, when then you can have special skins, and then you could have wearables. So there are aspects that will take the game to a next level. So, but these are all in the works, and it's not going to be just, it's not going to stay you just walk and earn. I think there's going to be so much more fun elements added into the game going forward that I think people will really enjoy that. and love doing, like being part of it. And this also opens up so much more potential in terms of partnerships and collaborations. If you have avatars in the game that are fully dressed, you could do a collaboration with Nike and have Nike Step and Go tracksuits, for example, or Asics, or Puma, or any could collaborate with, and we can still collaborate with also on the real side, on the IRL side of things.
Well, no, yeah, there is a lot of potential, and I understand, I'm a bit, I'm challenging you because, yeah, it's the purpose.
Of course.
I believe that it's, my honest feeling is that maybe even one coffee a day is too much in terms of reward, and it's creating potentially something unbalanced, because,
Okay.
but it's a bigger question, if everybody is putting, for example, €1 to play a poker tournament, then you will have only 10 people who will make a lot of money, and the other one
Yeah,
will.
but how many billions of people are playing poker right now? So it's not, I think the analogy is not the best, because there's so many people who invest thousands and thousands into playing poker and cards.
Yeah, no, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm wondering if a model where you reward a lot, maybe few people, the biggest performers, and
But that's the nature of anything, whoever is first. It's the same with anything in the world. I don't think it's only Stepn related, whoever was early and has the more shoes and can rent more shoes. It's, I think, the same with anywhere in the world, in whatever context you see it. I don't think it's just Stepn.
yeah, no, I think it's. I mean, in the it's common in the Web3 world, but in the Web2 world, it's different. I mean,
Yes, of course.
in the Web2 world, if I don't know, if I do a marathon, you have winners, you have losers, even if everybody is happy to run. And I think this is the
Yeah.
point. The winners, maybe they will have a prize, the loser they won't, but they will be happy to run. And the model works. If you do a marathon and you say everybody will be winner and have a prize, then you're asking more questions about how does it work. And I think this is the
Yeah.
issue, and this is the question I have more generally on the model, where basically everybody with the same shoes will get exactly the same reward if they walk the same time. Yeah, I
Well,
believe.
again, it depends. Yeah, of course. It depends on your shoe, on your level, on the rarity.
Yeah, of
Then the
course.
gamification comes in.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, at the moment, I believe that the economic balance will come from unbalanced rewards depending on players' performance. Otherwise, you're always running after new players to have something balanced. But it's just the big picture. Then I understand. You are a big company, and you will be here for a long time, so you will have a lot of time to test and
Yes.
experiment the model and experiment the model. But yeah, it's still, I would say, especially if you're buying shoes, even if it's 500
I
euro
guess
right now.
we'll have to. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I guess history will tell us what's going to happen. I mean, we'll just have to
exactly.
wait and see.
Of course. But it's not. It's interesting, but it's still, and just for people, yeah, even 500 euro right now, it's still an investment, and
It is an investment. Yes.
you don't know how it will end up. Then
Yeah.
the free mod is something where you have nothing to lose. So we can. I think it's a fair game, and I
Yeah.
think having this kinds of solution makes sense. And so no, can't wait to see how the things will go. How many people are working in the company right now?
In the company, with the extended champions around the world and the core team and the developers, you are looking at around 200.
200 people. Okay, yeah, it's a big company.
It's a big company, yes.
It's a big company. It's not a startup anymore.
It's not a
Uh,
startup anymore. The core team is about 20 to 25 people that makes up business development, marketing. But then we have the champions, which is about 120 worldwide. And then we have the developers, etc. So the whole umbrella of people that are part of the FSL ecosystem is close to 100.
Okay. I think, I don't know if you have one more things to say, but for me, got a lot, and I learned a lot today, so I wanted to thank you.
Thank
And
you. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. Your questions were tough, but I hope I managed to answer them
no, no,
as
yeah,
smooth as
no,
possible.
no, but I have to say, for whatever happened, Stepn is a reference, and it's still a reference. I know a lot of projects that are still building new move to earns, play to earn stuff, and what has been created by Stepn is a reference. The interface, the mobile app, the way you can use your asset. I think the moment it was launched, and it's part of the success. Also, it was very high standard of quality and very, I would say, Web 2 quality. In the Web 3 world, where is everything is not working. There is attention to design, there is attention for the game mechanism, and I think this is part of the success. So I think the team knows how to create games, basically. And so we will see in the future, how things are going. But I really wanted to thank you.
Thank
And
you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
no, I really appreciate to have you, and maybe we'll have the chance to have you back, maybe in 6 months and a year from now.
Anytime, anytime, in 6 months to see what happened. Yes.
Exactly. And for people following us every day, I wanted to let you know tomorrow we won't have NFT morning, but we're coming back on Friday morning with my friend Remy, and we will have a very cool project. So stay tuned, and have a great day, and good morning.
Good morning. Bye.
Happy. Good morning. Really happy.